everyone, it's your girl Beauty87 here, and today we're gonna get into a battle of the. So I told y'all before, whenever somebody decides that there is a product that they feel is a dupe for another product and they don't give me a wear test, and it's one of my favorite products, I'm like, yeah, no. What you're not about to do is say it is and then not give me any proof whatsoever other than you just saying it is. Like, I need a wear test on some stuff. Like, and when so, thank Morgan Turner for this video because she's the reason we're doing it. She said that my Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer was just the same as the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. And y'all know I like both of these concealers. So I was like, So she's claiming that this is the same as this. And y'all know this is like I think a $34 concealer. And this one is only, I think, like $10 at CVS, which means you can use CVS coupon, CVS money, and get it for almost dirt cheap. So I was like, come again? And this was in a recent video, her drugstore, Ultimate Drugstore or something, I think Starter Kit or some shit like that. And so I was like, so you saying it, but I need proof. I'm not just going to take you saying it. So I'm like, since she said it and I ain't got no proof, I was like, I'm going to wear it myself. And then we'll see if it's really true. Because it's like, it's nice to hear that there are dupes out there. But like, I'm not a trusting individual. So I'm going to need you to actually wear it and put it to the test. And since nobody has, as far as I know, I just have to do my damn self. So let's get started. I already have on a foundation. Sorry, y'all. I feel like something's hanging on my nose and I can't see it. But I just put on this foundation. I put the shade 340 Cappuccino. It's the Urban, what's it, Urban Cover, something, Dream Urban Cover. CVS likes to put 500 stickers on it because I guess people steal Maybelline products, so, or just steal makeup products in general. I don't honestly know. But yeah, I'm gonna put the Giorgio Armani over here, and this has, how many ounces there? 0.20 ounces is in this one. And if I remember correctly, like I said, I believe it's $34. And then this one has 0.17 ounces. And it costs $10. So, again, I wear 8.75 in this one. And then I wear 165 Deep Tan in this one. I'm going to just pick an eye stick underneath there. Figure it doesn't matter. So I'm probably not going to try to highlight certain places like my nose. I'm gonna just try to not highlight my nose because y'all know I just go straight down the middle. So it won't be highlighted today. It's gonna feel weird not to have my nose highlighted, but you know, whatever. Then I do like half the chin right here, and then half the cupid's bow right here, and then half the forehead right here. I feel weird because I don't usually highlight that close on my forehead, but you know, alas. Next thing we're gonna do is the other one. Now they don't have the same wand at all. Like they have unique. This one has a standard concealer wand, and the what do you call it? The Giorgio Armani one has a unique wand to it, if you will. So we'll put concealer right there. And as you can see, they're not the same color either. Like the Armani one is lighter than this one is, in my opinion. Well, what do y'all think? See, I feel like this one's just a little bit deeper. Okay, so the sponge I have is the concealer brush from concealer sponge from e.l.f., which is kind of good because it has two sides, as you can see. So this side we'll use for the drugstore, and then we'll use this side for the high end. So let's start with the drugstore. I mean the high end, since that's the one that's been on it longer. I usually use a brush, but I was like, I'm not gonna try to use a brush today because, you know, you're supposed to be trying out two different concealers. So I mean, I have a double-sided brush, like the Kat Von D brush I use is double-sided, so it wouldn't be like it was that big an issue. Now, the only thing I hate about this sponge is I feel like because of the texture it doesn't necessarily blend the product in that well, or it obtains too much water, and then it ends up messing up what you got going on. Because I feel like sometimes my colors be going. Like, I feel like there's a spot right here. See that spot right there on my forehead from me blending with this sponge. So that's the only thing I don't like about this sponge, personally. So, I mean, as you can see, when I patted it back on there, it came back. But it's like, I don't like the fact that it took it away to begin with when I was blending it out. So, I don't know if I would necessarily recommend this sponge. Like, I'm going to go back underneath the eye and go on the other side and hook that up, but you know, it's just a whole thing, if you will. Let's blend it over on this side. I'm gonna try to go back underneath the eye with the Giorgio Armani one to make it a little bit better. Okay. I feel like the Milani one is giving a little better coverage, maybe because I put a little more in there than I thought, or maybe just because it's a thicker consistency, because I feel like the Giorgio Armani one isn't as thick as the Milani one, which is another reason I was confused when she said that, because I'm like, I feel like this one is thinner than the Milani one. I feel like that the consistency of that product is thicker. But again, like, since you said, I was like, we gonna try it out. Yeah, like this feels a little bit more thinner and like moussey-like to me, whereas that one just feels like a thicker, hydrating-ish type concealer. This Milani one here. So let's go ahead and put it on the other side. Again. Yeah, like this feels more like a gel textured concealer. And to me, the Armani one feels like a more moussey textured concealer. So, not to mention, you'll probably be able to tell which side is which, just because, you know, like this side is lighter than this side is. Like I can see around here, like the concealer on my chin looks lighter. And I'm feeling like the concealer in my eyes gonna look lighter as well. I'm going to cream contour. So that'll help the concealer sit for a little while as well. Y'all know I like to let my concealer sit. I did put a concealer underneath here, a cream one, but I told you all Makeup by Ariel was telling Patrick Starr that it's good to put a cream concealer on underneath first, and then you put a liquid one on top. So I usually put the Jouer Essentials cream concealer underneath my eyes. So I went ahead and did that like I normally do when I put on this foundation, and we're just topping it with each one for the battle of the like I would normally do. So I followed my normal routine for the most part. The only thing I didn't do, believe it or not, I didn't spot conceal underneath my skin like I normally do. So I feel like you can still see some stuff, like you can see this, and you don't normally see these things right here because I didn't. But my son distracted me when I was trying to like put my makeup on, so I forgot to do that step like I normally do. So I was like, oh, well, it's too late. I got foundation on my face now. Who's going to try to spot conceal around it? Or spot conceal on top of it, and then the color doesn't work out the way I want it to. So since we're not going anywhere, it doesn't really matter anyway. I'm just going to do a foundation review, and I think I got one other video that I had planned on doing. So we're going to start off with the Giorgio Armani side, which is this side. And I can tell by the little red spot over here that this is the Milani side. So start with Giorgio Armani since that's one we put on first. Okay, flip it over. Yeah, I can definitely feel like the difference. Like the Milani one, I feel like it's thicker. And y'all saw I flipped it over, so it's not like I'm using the same side for both. Okay, so this is what we're pretty much working with. And take this sponge with the foundation on it and just kind of try to blend out a little bit on both sides. This is what I would normally do, so I guess I'll turn it this way so it doesn't contaminate. I usually use it on both sides to kind of tone down the concealer if I flared it out too much with the other sponge. Because since I'm still trying to get used to the sponge I'm using underneath the eye, it's sometimes difficult. So I don't like to use that sponge for powder underneath my eyes, so I'm not going to. I'm going to use the one I put my foundation on with. We're going to take Patrick's powder from MAC. I have not ordered the one size one yet. I plan on ordering it Monday, along with the Huda Beauty foundation stick to try out, just because I feel like trying out a new foundation. So I'll flip it over to the other side when it comes to putting powder underneath the other eye. I forgot to bring a bronzer in here, y'all, so we're going to improvise with one of the bronzers that's in the drawer. Wait, no, I didn't. I brought the Natasha Denona bronze kit in here, so we're going to use that. I got a new blush I want to try out with you all as well. It's the Breonna Beauty blush palette that was out of stock for a while. I feel so weird not having any nose highlight on, y'all. Like, I feel so weird. Because I didn't highlight my nose, like, at all. I could probably just set my whole face with this, but I'd rather use, like, a skin tone powder for the rest of my face. So that's what I'm going to do. As you can see, like, you can see I feel like you can see the difference in brightness. Like, I feel like this under eye looks like slightly brighter than this one just because of, well, you know, the fact that the concealer was lighter. But let me know down below, do they look the same to you? Because I just feel like the Armani side looks brighter. Let me go ahead and put my bronzer. Did I bring my bronzer brush in here? Crap, I did not. Okay, so I'll come back to y'all when I'm ready to put the blush palette on. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I'm back. So I got the Breonna Beauty blush palette, like I told you all. I got the one with all the orangey brown shades in it. I don't think it says on here which one that is. Yeah, it doesn't say which one this is. So this is the packaging. Oh, I got the bronze piece. It says it on the back right here. I expected the packaging to be like, you know, I guess higher quality because this thing costs $76, but it's like this cheap cardboard type stuff like the Linda Hallberg stuff. So I don't know if that's just something they do like in Sweden or whatever, but to me this packaging is cheap for the price you're charging me. So I'm not feeling it. Anyway, this is what the inside of the palette looks like. I guess I just use this shade because the other two are shimmery and I'm not feeling the shimmery vibe. So take this shade Sweet Brown. And I got two different brushes to try it with. So I figure we'll try one side with a natural hair brush and then we'll try the other one with like a, you know, synthetic man-made brush and see if it makes any difference. They sent me this little card or whatever. It says, "Dear customer, thank you so much for your purchase, love, and support. We hope you enjoy using it as much as we enjoyed creating it. We put our hearts and souls into each and every product. We'd love to hear your thoughts at www.breonnabeauty.com. Thank you for joining us on this journey." And then it says, "Love, Breonna, the owner." So anyway, it doesn't have a mirror in it either. So I guess I'll take the Tasha palette that I used the bronzer for. I'm going to use my highlighter with and just use that mirror. So I'm going to start off with the natural hair brush. This is a reference number 5. I use them totally opposite the way everyone else does. People usually use this one for bronzer and then use the number 4 for blush. But I like to use this one for blush, so that's what I'm going to do. It's pretty pigmented off the bat, so that's nice. Because y'all saw I topped off the excess and it still has quite a bit on my face. But again, for $76, I feel like it should. So, yeah. It's depositing color nicely and diffusing it pretty nicely. So, that's what the blush looks like. Let's go to the other side. We're going to take the Refer Instapop cheek blush. A cheek brush. I just stamped it in like a few times. I'm going to tap that off just in case. And it does seem like when you use the natural hair brush, I got more product than using a synthetic one. So, I don't know if you all can notice the difference, but I felt like we got way more pigmentation when we use that natural hair brush than we did with this. So, it might be better with a natural hair brush. I don't know. So that's what the blush is looking like. I feel like I could have just bought a single one instead, but I figured it'd be better value to be able to try out 2 or 3 of them. And it was like 2 out of the 3 I wanted to try. Like, I don't really care about the chocolate one. And it's weird because it has the same shimmer effects in it that the minted bronzer has. Let me see if I can pull it out real quick. It's in this drawer, I believe. Is this right? I feel like it is. Yes. So it has the same shimmer effects as this Minted bronzer does. See how it has these gold and green reflex in it? This blush has that same reflect in it, as you can see. Which I find interesting because it's like, if it's supposed to be a bronzer and this is a blush, why do they both have this weird, like, reflective situation going on it? But, you know, whatever. Let's go ahead and put my highlighter on. I feel like the formulation of the blush looks nice on the face at first impression. Let's see how it wears throughout the day, though. We can do a wear test on it, too. Why the hell not? Now, mind you, I actually don't plan on going anywhere today. So, this is going to be the one time I do a wear test inside the house where I literally don't go anywhere. I prefer not to do them like that, but it's like I just don't feel like going anywhere today. It's looking gloomy and sad outside, and I'm like, I just can't be bothered. I do need to go get some gas, but I might do that later on today. So if I do, that'll be like the only outside wear I get done. Just because, again, I don't really want to go anywhere or do anything. But, you know, it's my day off. Like my first real day off. Like I get off on Friday morning. So I don't feel like that's really a day off. Because it's like I still have to work till Friday morning. So it's my first 2 day off. So I only get like 2 days off. Or if you combine the end of Friday and the beginning of Monday, I guess I get 3. But, you know, like fully true, like all day, have to not go to work at all days. I only get like 2 of those off. It kind of sucks, but, you know. I know it looks like a lot, but y'all know I'm gonna spray my face down and then it'll magically disappear. I forgot to bring my buffing powder in here, so I'll probably, well, I wanted to do it now because I'm like, I want to put my lipstick on. So, I guess I'll have to, and then I gotta put my under eye powder on my Pat McGrath. So, I'll put my under eye powder on after I do like my buffing or whatever. I left my other spray in the bathroom, so I'll just put the lipstick on and then do the finishing buffing by myself. And then I'll check in with y'all a little bit later, so. Because I still have to film, I think, 1 more video. I'm trying to cut down on filming as much because it's like I'm tired of always, like, every weekend doing a whole lot of filming and feeling like I still really didn't get any rest after having worked all week on. So, not to mention I have videos pre-filmed all the way to like February. So it's like I don't really need to film every weekend like I used to. It's just more of, I'm one of those people that's a creature of habit, and I'm always trying to stay on top. Plus, I had a whole bunch of pre-filmed palette mashups, and y'all are tired of palette mashups, and I was honestly tired of making them anyway. So, I'm trying to film like other just talking content and stuff like that, in addition to doing like more Battle of the and stuff like that. Because I feel like you like those a little bit better than you do, you know, other stuff. But anyway, I will check in with you all later on this evening about the concealer so we can see how it wore up, how the blush wore up, and all that good stuff. So, I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. Okay, you also have returned. And believe it or not, I ended up going outside. So how about that? I don't know where the inner corner highlight on this eye went. It just magically disappeared because, as you see, there's plenty of it here and there's nothing here. So I don't know what happened to that. Anyway, you'll see this eye look tomorrow. This is a single shadow Sunday look. But we came back to talk about concealer, so let's talk about that. So this is what the Armani side is looking like, and this is what the Milani side is looking like. I mean, I feel like they look close to the same. Again, this side is lighter than this side. I don't see where any oil changed, but I don't feel like the formula of these is the same. I feel like it's somewhat close. Like I said, this one's a bit thicker and moussier. Well, I mean, gel-like, which I feel like this one is a little more moussier and light, and the shades aren't the same. But otherwise, I feel like I like both products, but I just don't see them as necessarily being the same, in my personal opinion. Like I said, this feels more like a mousse to me, and this feels more like a gel to me. But they both wore pretty nicely. And if you don't mind it being a gel instead of a mousse-like texture, I would definitely recommend this one because I really like it. But I think you all saw this in my current favorites too, this concealer right here. But anyway, along with this one. So, you know, clearly I like both of them. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember you all that I'm. Catch you guys in the next one.